there is a little video game by the name of Grand Theft Auto 6. You might have heard of it before. I'm guessing a lot of you probably wouldn't have heard of it before. It's, you know, it's a very small game. I know. And as you know, it's coming out soon. And apparently, there is this band to whom Rockstar offered $7,500 to use their song in GTA 6 with no future royalties. And obviously, they said, you see what they say. Now, this is a very interesting conversation for me, because, like, obviously, $7,500 to be a song in the game with literally nothing gained, like, long term is insane. Like, that is like purchasing permanent rights to the song for pennies. But at the same time, there is an argument to be made that putting it in GTA would net them insane value in the long run, right? So what I mean by that is they're going to take $7,500, right? And the money is laughable, like, let's be honest, for something like this. And then in the long run, they get a ton of unironic exposure. So this is like one of those things where obviously Rockstar should pay them more, but at the same time, if I were in their position, I don't know if I would be this blunt. I honestly don't know. Because I do think that this is a situation where both things are true. Where they would benefit massively from being in GTA. And if you think about it from Rockstar's point of view, like they say this, right? And let's be real, Rockstar's just going to say, okay, whatever. We're going to find an indie artist, and then we're just going to find someone who does it, you know? Like, they literally don't care. Like, straight up. Rockstar holds all the cards in this situation. I don't know. I don't know what I would do in their position. This is very much you need to sit down and really, really, really think about the long-term prospect of this. Because, like, the whole no future royalties thing, that I can see because it's just complicated to do. A lot of the time where people don't get future royalties is, like, it's extremely complicated to just figure out, basically. It's like permanent payments, essentially, and that's like a headache. But $7,500 is obviously pennies, right? So, I don't know. There's a good argument. Exactly, yeah, exactly. There's a good argument for the no future royalties because it allows them to not renew the license every couple of years. Exactly, and based on Rockstar's past experience, they have had, like, so many times where they have to, like, take out music from the game, and obviously people don't like that, right? So, I assume they want to get the song permanently. They just want to buy it outright. But, you know, $7,500 is, like... I think if they were to offer, like, a slightly higher, just, like, upfront payments and kept everything else the same, then I think a lot more people would be like, this is understandable. Because I do think that this is a moment where you unironically say, thank you for paying me an exposure. Because this is genuinely... Like, when people play GTA and you look at the radio stations, it displays the song title. I have found so many great songs just because of GTA. And you don't even need to think about this in hypotheticals. What's the song? Love is a Long Road. Plays after GTA 6. Let's see if I can find a chart. Because Love is a Long Road was obviously a very popular song beforehand, right? But as you'd expect, when it was in the GTA 6 trailer... I mean, it is number 5 on iTunes charts. It just, like, shot up. So this is a, I get people dunking on them, but at the same time, I don't know. Also, why is All I Want for Christmas Is You already on number 6? Leak saying GTA 6. I did see that. I don't think it is true. The reason why I don't think it's true is because Rockstar, like, just a couple of months ago in the investor meeting, doubled down on fall 2025. I don't see a delay happening with them, like, being so upfront about them expecting, like, high profits. I don't think it's true. They could at least add 10 to that number. This is, like, another situation where adding 10 to it makes sense for one band, right? But this goes back to what I said about Rockstar holding all the cards. Because if they add 10 here, they need to add 10 to everyone, right? Like, realistically. And that is exponential costs. You know, you don't want that. So instead, they're going to be like, okay, thank you, goodbye, and they're going to find someone who's going to take the $7,500 with a big smile on their face. Because, like, realistically, I think from a purely strategic point of view, music for them, like radio stations, that is like one of the final thoughts. This is not like something mission critical, you know? So I think there is also an argument to be made that, like, spending millions of dollars in music rights is just a waste of money. Like, we've seen so many games now inflate their budgets to, like, hundreds of millions. And if you have 75,000 for every single song, GTA has, like, what, 40, 50, 60 songs? That is a ludicrous amount of money to be spent on just music. How many songs does it have in the soundtrack? If it's like 100, I can't see them wanting to pay much more. And I think that is the biggest thing, yeah. I think that is the biggest thing to all of this. It's just a matter of scale and how much money they would theoretically have to burn. Because a lot of people, like, immediately jumped on this as if, like, it's extremely bad, right? That makes sense, making 8.6 billion and only to pay 7,500. And people are like, they didn't make 8.6 billion from the fact that they had music in the game, you know? This is a very complicated conversation, and it's not as simple as they are billionaires and they only wanted to pay 7,000. I won't play GTA 6 because it doesn't have a song, nobody said. Yeah, exactly, yeah. 4 million on music, that's wild. Exactly. Like, there's no way that they would buy, like, super expensive rights. And even with, like, no future royalties, right? So, no future royalties basically means that it's a fixed cost. They buy it, that's it. But even then, I don't think like we should set the expectation that paying millions of dollars for like 100 songs in a game is a good idea. You know, because keep in mind, GTA also has an actual soundtrack. Like, this is not them buying a soundtrack. They have their own soundtrack alongside these licensed songs. An interesting point of conversation, though. Definitely interesting. This is the song. Temptation, Remastered 2006. I'll check this out later. I mean, based on the first, like, 3 seconds, it definitely sounds like a GTA song. It would be funny if they just made this up, though. Because, I mean, it worked, right? If they made this up as a marketing stunt, it worked. It very much worked. I am very excited for GTA 6, but it's not going to come to PC, and then I'm gonna mold out. I'm gonna mold out for a long time. 8.6 billion over a decade with multiple re-releases, remasters, updated radio, soundtracks, merch, etc. Yes. This is very much one of those times where I feel like everyone looked at the numbers, and it's like, yeah, wow, you're so greedy, but it's really... I mean, they are greedy, don't get me wrong. Rockstar, after GTA 6, they farmed GTA 5, or GTA 5 rather, not 6. Rockstar farmed GTA 5. They farmed the hell out of GTA. It's insane how much people spent on the freaking shark cards. It is wild. I would never expect something like that to become, like, basically the company's payroll, essentially. Bands would fight for being in GTA, similar to Guitar Hero. That's what I'm talking about, yeah. Because, like, that's what I mean. If I were in their in this band's position, I don't think I would be this blunt. I don't. I would maybe try to negotiate for a little bit more, but if I couldn't, I would probably say hell yeah. That said, I don't know how popular these guys are. If they are already stacked, then, like, this is probably just like a, you know, like, because I think this really depends on your financial position and what you want to do in the long term. If you're already a millionaire, sure, do this, and it just be like, Rockstar, those bad guys, they're taking advantage of artists. I think if you're starting out, though, you would take the deal. I think GTA 5, despite being, like, farmed out, yeah, I do think it's an actually very good game. I think, like, the inflation that hit the online mode is worse than 2009. But you know, it's a fun game even now. That's the GTA story, though. I've seen the leaks about it being delayed. I don't think those leaks are true, though. The only thing that worries me is that it's not going to come to PC until, like, 2028. And then I'm going to mold out, because I'm not buying a console. I am not buying a console. A lot of people would fold, right? A lot of people would say, oh, Koroto, you're only saying that. The moment it comes out, you're going to buy it. And I say no. I already stood my ground with frickin' WoW, War Within. Early access. No. I'm done. I'm sick of this stuff. I'm not buying a console. I'm not buying early access. FOMO? Nope. Nope. You can take your FOMO And in the words of this band,